Everybody get up, no need to cram now. We got a real jam going down, going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. Welcome to the Intelligems.
Back for another jam, as always.
I'm excited.
I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you want to jam on?
Okay, so this week I want to jam on retention marketing use cases for Intelligems. And just like how people use Intelligems on the retention marketing side. Honestly, it's not an area that I know a ton about, and I'm trying to learn more, but I'd love to jam on it with you. Maybe you have some good ideas too that can help me out.
Let's see if I do. I do come from the loyalty space originally, was my first kind of intro into the e-com world, so have some retention experience.
Maybe let's start there, Alex. Tell us about the loyalty space, like your experience doing loyalty programs, getting people back to the site to buy some stuff again.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite lines is the hardest thing about acquisition is you know nothing about the customer, and the hardest thing about retention is you know everything about the customer. So like when you know nothing, that comes with a set of problems, and when you should theoretically know everything about that customer, that comes with another set of problems. So from a retention marketing standpoint, I think the biggest thing was always like, hey, how do you create a level of personalization based on what I know about that returning customer, but do it in a way where you can scale it to some extent, right? Like I don't want to build an experience for every individual person. I want to build experiences for small but healthy enough segments or groups that I can do something meaningful for.
I feel like retention marketing, so that I don't even know if this is the same for everyone, but my intuition is that when we're talking about this topic, we're talking about once we have an email or SMS for that person, they may have purchased before, they may not have. So if I were to group this into three buckets of like maybe three broad segments, you have the people whose email and SMS you have, but they've never made a purchase. There's the people who've made just one purchase. And then you have this like, let's call it 2+, but the highly engaged users that have like made multiple purchases. Those all seem pretty distinctly different. Is that all under this umbrella of retention marketing? And how do you think about the differences between those three groups of people?
This is like one of the most probably debated things in D2C right now is like, what is retention marketing? And when a lot of times someone would consider themselves a retention marketer, but they'll have like an email or like an SMS or like a customer marketing title where it's like, hey, my job to be done is to maximize revenue creation out of my email channel or to maximize revenue out of email and SMS. And you have some people on the retention front that are, hey, acquisition's job is to get purchase number one and just like, hey, try to move people from paid ads into a purchase. And retention's job is to take anyone who has previously made a purchase and get them to come back again. Now,
so those second and those
same
third
set of tools, right? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. And like one of the things that I am trying to think about, and something that I'm curious if this resonates with you or with people listening, is like, I get the sense that the retention marketer and a lot of the things that people do in this space is, hey, I have a lot of these dimensions. I know a lot about these people based on what they've purchased, how long ago they purchased, how many times they've purchased, maybe what they answered in one of those quizzes that in the pop-up that we got their email in the first place. So I have all this data about this person, and I have all these different flows and different campaigns that are relatively segmented and personalized across these dimensions. Maybe it even has your name and the product that you've purchased. I see you purchased this product 4 months ago. Here's another product that might, complement that really well. And then you drive everyone back to the same static site. So it's like you spend all this time personalizing and segmenting and all the different flows and campaigns that you're working on in Klaviyo, and then all of that personalization and messaging gets lost as soon as they click back to the site. And so getting that click through to purchase rate to like make sense, I'm curious, like, is that something that people, are doing? Do you think that it's something that I don't know. I'm just curious. It's something I think Intelligems could serve really well, but I'm curious, what you're seeing in the market there.
Yeah, I think you want specificity, right? So like, hey, I get specific with how I have segmented my email list. I get specific with the message that I want to put in said email and even the offer to some extent. And previous experience at Repeat, maybe a plug here for the Repeat team, is like, that's what it was all about, was like, hey, how do we get specific to the individual and showcase a set of products that is relevant to them? Now, to your point, when people get to the site, all that specificity kind of goes away. And the way a lot of retention or email marketers would try to like combat that is, Adam, I recommended a specific product, so I'm going to send you to that PDP. So like, hey, I'm trying to create a streamlined, specific experience end to end. But like, again, it comes back to that problem of like, I know so much about you. Okay, you know so much about me, and you recommended this one product and sent me to that one specific PDP, and like, I either want that or I don't, and that's pretty binary.
Do you think people? I'm curious. As we get more and more specific, let's say we even know your name. Is it creepy if when you visit the site, we're like, "Welcome back, Alex"? Is that creepy?
I'm like so desensitized to this as an online marketer, so I'm probably the wrong person. That for me, no. If you ask like my mom, if all of a sudden it says "Hey Barb" when she comes onto the site, she's probably gonna freak out a bit. But
that's a gem in and of itself. That you've got your mom's name is Barb. Can't wait to meet Barb. But yeah, I mean, I'm also. It's funny because I'm the person that opts in every cookie. I'm like, track me as much as you want. I like, hot take, all the iOS and cookie privacy rules that have gone into place over the last 2 years, I think are silly. And like, you're gonna get tracked no matter what. And I don't know. I think that if it makes for a more efficient ecosystem where we know what types of products you're interested in, and so we're going to serve you ads for those products, and therefore we can all be more efficient with our marketing spend. I don't know. I think that's who cares if someone knows that I happen to love cooking.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like when that first happened, I started to like say don't track me on everything, and then I started to get like French ads and like all sorts of crazy shit, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let people start tracking me again, because I at least want like running related stuff, travel related stuff. Like I at least want stuff that I could potentially buy and is going to be, if I'm going to watch an ad or see an ad, I want it to be relevant.
Yeah. I'm in the market for a car right now, worried about tariffs and the EV credit going away and trying to take advantage of that before it happens. And so if I get a bunch of car ads, that makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know. I mean, I'm in the market for a car. So hopefully, I think that seems reasonable, but it's interesting. Going back to personalizations and the retention use case, I think that I think it can all be done in a really tactful way where we don't have to get as creepy as "Welcome back, Barb. I see, you bought XYZ product last time. Do you want to buy this compliment or that same product again?" But I do think that very tactfully reorienting the images, the collections, the categories that we're surfacing at the top. I mean, you have a lot of valuable real estate above the fold, and how do you make sure that that's the best content for that visitor? I think is, especially when you know a lot about them, I feel like that's underserved right now.
That, and from a retention use case perspective, I think even Intelligems as currently constructed can provide a ton of value to the retention marketer. I think on previous episodes we talked about, hey, some products lend themselves better to a returning customer than they do to a first-time customer. So hey, can I try a different product? Can I set experiments up where I am putting different product mixes in front of returning customers? Or even hey, someone who's bought 4 times versus someone who's bought once. Or hey, trying to be more efficient and more efficient with my marketing spend. Do I have to give the same level of discount through the entire customer lifecycle? Can I use a discount for a first-time customer? And then can I use other tactics once they become an actual a gift with purchase might be hey, I don't know the brand yet. I don't really want more. But if I already have bought from the brand, a gift with purchase can be a very effective way to motivate higher AOV, better conversion.
Yeah. File that away for a future jam. I'd love to jam on gift with purchase.